Hi, and welcome to Education 402, Experiencing an International Culture, Discovering the Historical, Educational Philosophies, and Ethical Values. I'm Andy Steck. I'm your instructor. I'm also the lead faculty who will be taking you on this exciting trip. I'm so excited about the Experiencing Edinburgh and London with you. I'm going to provide a little bit of an overview, and hopefully you will benefit from this video, but it will walk you through the course on D2L, Brightspace, and we're on the course homepage right now. Here you'll see modules for a variety aspects of this course, but down below here is a place where you'll find some announcements. There's not one yet, but there will be one currently, and there may be others along the way. You might want to get notifications for those announcements. So up here in the right-hand corner, you can click on your name. Of course, I'm clicking on mine, but you click on yours, notifications, and then if you scroll down, you can get instant notifications for a variety of parts of this course. I pick the announcements, and when announcements updated, I want to get an email. But you may want to get an email for a variety of things here, and you're more than welcome to click on whatever you'd like. Make sure you click Save below to make sure you save it, and we're back on the course homepage. The content page is probably the most important because that's where the table of contents for all the modules are. And what I have decided to do this time was create a separate module for most of the items for this course. So if I click on the overview, you will see a welcome letter that you will receive as an email as well. But I have that here. And then I have the syllabus here. I'm going to take you to the syllabus, and we're going to walk through the syllabus. But there is also the course calendar. And here is the trip flyer that you probably have seen many, many times. And then I have the assignment for this course. There's one assignment. It's a project that you'll complete. There's pre-planning, there's in-trip planning, and post-planning. So I walk you through that as well. And then I have divided up the weeks here so you know what to expect each week that we are in this course. So let's walk through the syllabus, and I'll try to do this quickly. So here you find some instructor information here about me. Then there is the course description, course goals, and learning objectives that you can read through. You might want to use those in your project that you're going to create as the assignment for this course. These are required and recommended readings. I really don't have any required readings at this point. I might find some along the way that I want you to take a look at, but right now your required readings will be what your research will be for the project that you'll complete. And as I said, you'll complete one project. You have an option of 6 different choices for projects, and I'll explain that as we go along here. There's a recommended reading, The 100 Languages of Children. It's a delightful book. If you'd like to read that, you're more than welcome to. This is the grading breakdown. It's a total of 200 points, but there's some pre-trip, in-trip, and post-trip points that you'll receive there. Here's the grading criteria. Here are some expectations of mine for traveling. Here is technology and submission guidelines, and the assignment overview. So each student will choose one project type to complete over the duration of the course. All the projects involve pre-trip planning, during trip journaling, final project production, some peer feedback, and a final reflection. These are the 6 options you have. The first one is you can create a virtual children's book through the eyes of a young explorer, or whatever title you'd like to name it would be fine. You're going to create a children's picture book, digital format, 8 to 12 pages, illustrating an intercultural experience or theme inspired by the trip. Maybe it's daily life, education, community, food, the history, whatever you want to provide in creating a children's book. Here are the components that you should think about. Here are some pre-trip activities that you need to complete, some in-trip, post-trip, and then the assessment criteria. I've done that for each of the projects. The second one is a podcast episode, Voices from the Journey. Record and produce a 10 to 15 minute podcast episode reflecting on a particular aspect of the host country. It could be education, daily routines, student life, history. May include interviews, ambient sound, or personal storytelling. Again, there are some pre-trip expectations, some in-trip, and some post-trip. Here's the assessment criteria. The third option is a classroom comparison visual, a day in 2 desks. As you know, we are going to visit schools. We're going to visit 2 universities, 2 K-12 schools. You're going to develop a creative side-by-side visual exhibit, digital, comparing a typical school day, classroom setting, and learning culture in the U.S. and the travel country. So you're going to be comparing what we know in U.S. compared to one of the countries or both of the countries that we're visiting. Here again, the pre-trip expectations, the in-trip, the post-trip, and the assessment criteria for that project. The fourth project is educational services case study, support beyond the classroom. Maybe you're interested in school counseling, social services. This is a project that you would complete then. You're going to complete a comparative case study exploring student services such as school counseling, social services, or inclusion programs in the host country. Again, pre-trip, in-trip, post-trip expectations, assessment criteria. The fifth project is a reflective video, My Cultural Learning Journey. Produce a 5 to 7 minute video journal summarizing personal growth, cultural discoveries, and moments of transformation throughout the course. Pre-trip, in-trip, post-trip expectations, assessment criteria. The last but not least is an other choice project. This needs to be pre-approved by me, but this option is for students who wish to propose an alternative culminating project that aligns with their academic or professional interests. The projects may take the form of creative media, research, interactive workshops, digital storytelling, or other formats that reflect meaningful engagement with the travel experience. Again, the requirements, you need to write the proposal, and I need to approve it by the end of week 1. And again, the proposal should include the project format and rationale, target audience, connections to course themes and learning objectives, preliminary timeline for development, and peer feedback, which would be similar to the other projects. Again, pre-trip, in-trip, post-trip expectations, assessment criteria. At the end, we'll have a peer feedback process at the end of the course. And then again, there is the project proposal template, which I have divided this out from the syllabus in the project assignment. And I'll show you that when I complete this here. Also, you'll find the rubric for the culminating project. And then you will also have some peer feedback form. You have some travel journal prompts for Edinburgh and London here that you will use in your journal as you're journaling. And my closing note, let your international experience inspire your perspective as an educator and global citizen. Reflection, curiosity, and flexibility will guide your growth in this academic journey. That is your syllabus. I'm going to go back to the table of contents. Again, here is the course calendar. Again, the project assignment. I'm going to click on this because you will see all the individual parts of this project. So you can just click on that. If you just need the peer feedback, if you just need the project proposal, you will have it at your fingertips here. And then, as I said, I think earlier, I have divided these into week 1. Here is week 1. Here are the pre-planning and proposal phase. Week 2, again, is our travel weeks. And I did put the itinerary here as well. That's right here. You can click on that. You've already received the preliminary itinerary. I will be updating that as we go along. And then week 4 also, what needs to be completed in week 4. And then this is the culminating project timeline. I'll click on that just to show you it's another format for the your timeline for your project. And that's it. That is what we will be working on during our 4 weeks in this course. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. Otherwise, I'll see you online, and I will see you at the airport ready for our trip as we travel to Edinburgh and London.